Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hobart begins now.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, a 77-year-old man has been found alive but unconscious after going missing from a routine walk yesterday morning. Tips from members of the public helped authorities narrow down his location.
A tip-off that saved an elderly man's life, with emergency services locating 77-year-old John William Hughes near Meander River Bridge near Exton.
He's not well. He does require urgent medical treatment, and as I say, he's been listed as critical, but he was alive when he was found.
Police say Mr Hughes left his residence around 10:30 yesterday morning for a walk. He was declared missing when he failed to attend an appointment later that day.
We were told late in the evening yesterday, and as a result commenced a search last night involving drones, SES, fire, police and locals. Unfortunately, we were unable to find him last night.
The Westpac Rescue Helicopter joined search efforts this morning. After hours of looking, tip-offs from members of the public narrowed down Mr Hughes' location. Thankfully, he was eventually found just before midday.
Through some very good search work on behalf of the SES and Tasmania Fire Service volunteers, we managed to locate the missing person in Woodland.
He remains in a critical condition at the Launceston General Hospital. McKenna Bailey, 7 Tasmania News.
The woman has been treated for facial injuries following a wounding at Bridgewater last night. The incident occurred at around 5 o'clock on Farrow Place. Paramedics treated the 32-year-old victim at the scene for face and arm injuries. A 50-year-old female has been arrested and charged with wounding and will appear in court at a later date. Police say the pair is known to each other. Meanwhile, a 13-year-old boy has been charged with attempted murder after a violent stabbing in Moona yesterday afternoon. The minor is also facing aggravated armed robbery and assault charges, as is a 15-year-old boy also linked to the incident. Both youths are set to appear in the Magistrates Court in an out-of-hours session. The victim remains in a critical but stable condition at the Royal Hobart Hospital. Tasmanians have turned out in droves to celebrate the state's LGBTIA+ community. Organisers say this year's Pride Parade is also a chance to remind locals about the struggles many members of the community still face.
Loud, proud and colourful. Hobart CBD looking like a rainbow this afternoon in celebration of a community finding its voice.
This is kind of a visibility and celebratory thing. We like to say that you can't be what you can't see.
Around 1,000 people walked in this year's Pride Parade. The numbers are a far cry from previous years.
In the first Tasmanian Pride Parade in 1994, there were only 50 of us. So it's wonderful to be here today.
Support for transgender and First Nations peoples the key theme.
We wanted to do something that really clearly demonstrated that we were behind these people.
I think Tasmanians it's a fairly small population, so I think events like this they're important for the community.
Some costume designs had special meanings.
Show just the solidarity between the community at large and our trans brothers and sisters.
We're as part of Pinnacle Foundation. The costumes are for our organisation, which provides scholarships for LGBTQ youths.
Others, however, were last minute.
To be honest, we planned this yesterday, so we bought all these here, and
Just to show the rainbows.
Yeah.
Unthinkable 30 years ago, the Premier, Cabinet Ministers and the opposition leader were marching. Senior police officials, including the Commissioner, also involved.
An ongoing relationship that is based on a lot of trauma. So I think it is really important for Tas Police to be present.
3 decades on from the first Pride Parade, organisers say the event is just as important today, with their safety, their rights and their acceptance in the community still an issue.
They are loud voices and they are unfortunately dangerous voices.
The trans community in particular is under attack at the moment all over the world, so we need to show our support wherever possible.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanians and tourists have been spoilt for choice this weekend, with events taking place both on the sea and in the sky. The Royal Australian Navy and Air Force playing their part in Hobart's Wooden Boat Festival and the regatta.
Giving new meaning to the phrase all aboard, the Royal Australian Navy welcoming Tasmania's public onto its sail training ship, the Young Endeavour.
It's a brigantine. It was built in 1987, delivered to the country, to the youth of Australia in 1988 as a bicentennial gift. And we run 11-day youth development voyages. The crew keeping a keen eye out for anyone aged 16 to 23 searching for their next adventure.
You will overcome fears by climbing right to the top of our mast, setting and furling sails, as well as learning how to navigate and learning how to maintain the ship. They support each other, they push through those fears and challenge themselves and come out the other end tougher, more resilient.
Only 24 will make the final cut, with entries coming from all around the country.
I did a voyage a couple of years ago with a young lady from Alice Springs. She'd never even seen the ocean before. So there's no sailing experience necessary. From all walks of life, the young people will join, and there's no expectations that they'll go on and join the Navy.
The Arunta also hosting tours this morning.
Basically, we're just presenting weapons and damage control equipment to encourage people to join the ADF.
Around 1,500 cruising in to see the warship's interior.
I grew up in Fremantle, so I always used to go to see the Navy boats when they went into Freo, with the American ships as well, so I'm really interested in it. It was fantastic. We had a really good time.
And the action didn't stop there. 6 RAAF roulettes landing in Hobart after teasing those below with a taste of what's to come in tomorrow's flyby. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
A star-studded performance has marked the 50th birthday of the country's first legal casino. Around 400 people gathered at Rest Point in Hobart last night for the birthday bash. A cabaret extravaganza wowed the crowd with a fireworks display capping off the showcase. The event also celebrating the casino's contribution to Tasmania's entertainment industry.
A 50-year legacy of bringing entertainment to Hobart and, keeping people in Hobart, entertained. So it's been great.
Federal Group also using the golden anniversary to unveil multi-million-dollar upgrades to the area. The doors of Launceston Finehouse have officially opened since its expansion. An additional 20 units at the Youth to Independence facility have come online, helping and empowering Tasmanians aged 16 to 24.
This is all about not just providing housing for young Tasmanians, but about providing all the opportunities and training and skills development to help them reach their full potential.
We're transforming the building, but we're transforming lives through firstly providing them with some stable accommodation, but also then being able to work with them around their employment and their educational goals.
Construction on the $9 million addition has taken 18 months to complete. The party has returned for another year, with thousands of revellers flooding through the gates of Quercus Park to enjoy live music on the fields. From homegrown talent to international acts, Party in the Paddock has made a strong comeback after a 3-year hiatus.
We like to party. Say what? We like to party.
The anthem of Party in the Paddock, Day 1. The Bangor boys were pumping and the crowd jumping with the long-awaited return of the well-loved festival.
To see, that kind of international lineup on this massive stage, it's a really special thing.
Turning over into Day 2, the sweet tunes continued with Savage Honey. Followed by local talent Med Hannett.
I'm so excited to be back in the Paddock. I've played for a few years and this feels so special to be in a new location, and I'm stoked to be involved.
The Launceston-based artist bringing indie pop fusion to her fans.
I'm talking about my mum and my dad. My mum and my dad can expect, an energy that feels, relatable.
With high energy drawing in those ready to dance. This afternoon, revellers took a trip with local band Holiday.
We like to take our fans on a journey, and it starts off quite rocky and then goes down to a bit more vocal focus and then really kicks off again for the ending.
It's really beautiful to be performing in front of local community and especially friends and family here to support us.
Keeping the paddock in pristine condition has been a key component of this year's party, with initiatives like Cans for Cans.
So if you bring a squished can, I think it's a bag of cans and you get a free beer. Pretty simple.
With Moo Brew celebrating the festival's 10-year anniversary with a special paddock lager. Meanwhile, tonight, headliners Gang of Youths will return to the Paddock stage, with fans going bananas.
I haven't seen them since playing Paddock, it was 2018. Such a good band, I love them. I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome.
It's a big, big night. It's probably going to be our biggest night, actually. We've got another 500 people coming in today, so it's going to be massive.
McKenna Bailey, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania has work to do after a frustrating day one of their Sheffield Shield clash against New South Wales. Daniel Hughes thwarted the Tigers, passing 150 as the Blues laid the foundations for a big first innings score.
Batting first, the struggling Blues were out for a fast and positive start. Openers Blake Nikitaris and Daniel Hughes racing to a 50-run partnership inside 15 overs.
Pulling that one in front of square for 4. That's a glory. Oh, 6. It's gone over the top.
It took the Tigers a moment of magic to break through.
Oh, that's a good delivery. Oh, what a catch. Brilliantly taken at slip.
However, it was a flash in the pan for Tasmania. Hughes and Curtis Patterson slowly but surely digging in, making life difficult for the Tigers' attack.
It's a nice drive. Does it beat the field? It does. That's running away to the boundary. Glorious on drive.
Both past 50. Their partnership worth 129 for New South Wales. Tasmania toiling away as Hughes brought up 3 figures for the first time in the Shield this year.
Wakeham is off after it. Will it reach the rope and bring up the 100? It will.
The 218-ball ton putting the Blues in a commanding position. Tom Andrews eventually breaking the duo, removing Patterson for 56. Enriquez reached 24 before also departing, bowled by Jared Freeman. The SCG crowd enjoying their day as their boys got on top. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. It was a cloudy start today with some morning drizzle for the east, clear skies elsewhere. Launceston was the state's top, reaching 30 degrees, Devonport 25, 23 in Burnie, Hobart 22, 29 in Strawn, a high of 24 across Low Head and Flinders Island, and 22 in St Helens. On the close-up, mostly sunny conditions over most of Tasmania. Further out, most of the mainland was cloud-free today, apart from some low cloud around Victoria and South Australia. Tomorrow shows a high extending a ridge into the Bight and southern parts of the country behind a trough that will cross Tasmania. Northeasterly winds tomorrow 5 to 15 knots, swells up to 3 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. A strong wind warning is current for the Frederick Henry Bay, Norfolk Bay, the west coast, Flinders Island and the east coast. Tomorrow's forecast now: Hobart and Richmond, a possible shower, 20 in Ouse. In the north, Launceston 26, 23 in Devonport, Deloraine partly cloudy. 20 in Burnie, tomorrow Strawn, showers easing, cloudy in Curry. St Helens and Swansea partly cloudy and 22 in Whitemark. The UV forecast is very high 9s across the state. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast now: Monday, light showers in the northwest, developing about the west and far south. Tuesday, showers about the west and far south, clearing during the afternoon. And Wednesday, fine and mostly sunny in the south and partly cloudy in the north. Capital cities 33 and sunny in Perth tomorrow, partly cloudy in Melbourne and 28 in Sydney. And currently Hobart sunny and 23, Launceston 25 and Devonport mostly sunny and 20. That's all in weather, Lou.
And that wraps up your news for this Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us. Have a lovely evening and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.